This video, I'm going to show you how enlightened people manifest. Everything I've learned from reading the book Autobiography of a Yogi, where it talks about some of the magical things that Paramahansa Yogananda, the author, experienced around other enlightened masters. I'm going to show you exactly how they did it and how you can begin to manifest from that higher vibrational level of consciousness too. Welcome back to another video. My name is Aaron and I help people expand their consciousness. Now in this video, I'm going to be showing you the principles that enlightened people use to manifest. Now let me first off say that when people get to a level of enlightenment, the necessity to manifest greatly diminishes because they're so at peace and at one with everything that needing to manifest things in their life won't add to their level of happiness because they already feel that level of happiness. And if you look at anything that you desire as well, maybe something you desire, maybe it's to have a certain relationship, to have more money, to have a certain level of health, or some material, maybe a certain type of car, whatever it is. The reason you want it is because of how it will make you feel. How it will make you feel. Even if you want something because you think it'll make you feel a higher level of status, you will then give yourself permission at a higher level of status to then feel a certain way. So when we talk about enlightenment, understand that these people that can do magical things we wouldn't even believe are possible, they are able to do it because they're at such a high level of vibration and because they realize a certain truth about reality that I'm going to share with you, that these things happen easier than ever. Now, to illustrate this point as well, imagine it. Many people walk around with very cluttered minds. People walk around with very cluttered vibrations. They're like, oh, I want this, but I also want this, but I also believe this. And because their energy is going in three different directions, it's hard for them to actually get and dial in on that one thing, whatever that is that they want, because there's mixed vibration there. Well, when it comes to enlightenment, these people, these enlightened people, that that could do magical things, which I'll share some of those from the book Autobiography of a Yogi, they're so clear on their thoughts, because they're not even having thoughts. When they think something, it's such a singular point of focus that it's so infused into reality that it just happens. So imagine we're walking around like, oh, look at the pool, look at this, look at that, look at this, look at that. I want this. Well, it's like so many mixed vibration, but they're just so calm, so present to the moment that when they do have a thought, it's like boom. Whereas normally, when many different people have thoughts, like so many different energies going around. So a lot of this has to do with having a clear mind, having clear thoughts, observing the thoughts, and not letting so many thoughts get cluttered up with having so many mixed vibrations in there as well. Now let me share with you some of the things that in the book Autobiography of a Yogi you can read, which is a very powerful book that I highly recommend, by Paramahansa Yogananda. And in it, Paramahansa Yogananda talks about his life going and meeting different enlightened gurus, and even his own guru could do pretty magical things, and what that taught him and what he learned through the process. And basically, by the end of that book, you can feel whether it resonates or not, or whether it's something that you believe is true, not something you can tell it's authentic. I'll just say that. And the one thing that you'll really understand after reading that book and seeing the different things that Yogananda went through is that magic is real. Magic is the way reality works. When we let go of our Western mind of everything has to be logically understood, these gurus could do things that we literally would think are magic, not possible. Now some of those would be, let's see, some of the examples. There was one guru who was, that Yogananda met, that was over 400 pounds, that never ate. And he would just sit there and laugh or be with his people around him, but he never ate. But yeah, he was 400 pounds. There was another that brought somebody back from the dead. And it was the chapter on Rama, I believe. But it was, one of the friends of Sri Yukteswar passed away. And his guru, he was passed away for over a day. His guru told him to go put 7 drops of this oil into his mouth. And he went and did it, and his friend came back to life, just spurted back to life and scared the crap out of Sri Yukteswar. Now, and there was a purpose and a lesson behind all of that he was sharing. But nonetheless, when the divine starts to work in these ways, magical things can happen. And other things, making objects instantly materialize. That happened as well. there is so many different stories. I'm trying to think of them all right now. I used to know that they used to be more fresh in my mind. But nonetheless, things that we would, whether it's teleport to a different location, whether it's implant ideas in some of their disciples' heads, like come pick me up at the train station at this time. Okay, the train station, actually the train was canceled, come at this time instead, and Yogananda getting a clear message of that. There are many different situations of that. However, just understand that there's much more magical things that can happen when we're in a higher state of consciousness. Now, when I share as well, you will see this chart right here. This chart, you will see that of shame, fear, guilt, anger, neutrality. This is the chart of consciousness that I share in a lot of my videos. You see at the top, you see love, joy, peace, enlightenment. In enlightenment, you're in such a high vibration that things happen easier than ever. In general, the more you raise yourself up this vibrational state of consciousness, the more you will be able to easily manifest. So the thing is, it's not like, oh, how can I get this? How can I get that? How can I get this? How can you raise your vibration? Because the more you raise your vibration, the easier it is to manifest these different things in our life. So this is really about raising our vibrational state of consciousness. Now, one of the things that these enlightened gurus knew that made manifestation so easy for them is they understood and they knew that reality is an illusion. Reality is an illusion. And because they see it as a dream, as an illusion, it's more flexible, it's more malleable. I had a thing where I talked to Bashar. Many of you probably heard me talk about Bashar before. I went to one of his events and I asked, that was one of the questions I asked. Why could these enlightened gurus do these magical things? What did they believe? And the answer was they didn't believe anything. They knew that reality is an illusion. And because they know that, they've moved in beyond belief and into knowing, things happen even more magically, even easier than ever. And because they realize that reality is an illusion, it becomes much more flexible, much more light. One thing you'll notice about a lot of enlightened gurus, they have a very good sense of humor. They joke around a lot. They're very loose. They're not like, I mean, some of them will be a little bit more serious sometimes, but most of them will have a very good sense of humor. Sense of humor is very important. That's something we can learn from that. Think about it. I want to manifest this money. We're thinking about manifesting this money. That we walk around and we're like, is that going to add to my manifestation? Is that going to add to my manifestation? And they create so much blockages around it. Whereas if you were just to loose it up and have fun and to realize it's all a dream, it's all an illusion anyways, it would be a lot easier for you to manifest. But here are some of the main keys of how enlightened people manifest. First off, they clear their mind. They clear their mind. They don't even have to really clear their mind because their mind has nothing in it. They've become beyond identity into a new state of into a higher state of consciousness. However, one thing that they do is they're able to observe their thoughts and not to become attached to anything. Observation is where then you, in a way, get into neutral, to where you're not being reactive to anything. So one thing that they have done is they've observed their thoughts and they're not attached. So when they do have thoughts, their thoughts have more power. You've probably seen that before with sometimes. Not something I'm very necessarily good at because I talk a lot, because I have a YouTube channel. Sometimes people say, you talk a lot in the comments on my YouTube videos. And I'm like, well, it's a YouTube channel of me talking and sharing ideas. I mean, I could, I guess, just sit here and have like 5 minutes of silence. But I don't know how good the watch time would be on that, to be honest. Maybe good if I meditate. But have you ever seen somebody that just, man or woman of a few words? Like Eckhart Tolle, maybe. When Eckhart Tolle does speak, it's very powerful. So sometimes less is more. But when it comes to the enlightened gurus, what you notice is a lot of times they listen. Something I'm always trying to get better at. I'm not the best at it, but I'm trying to get better at it. But when you do speak, when you do have thoughts, your thoughts are more pure, your thoughts are more powerful. So one thing that I would recommend you do to become more a part of this enlightenment manifestation is to learn to observe your thoughts more, to not be so reactive, so that when you do have thoughts, your thoughts have more power. Now, another side of this is that these enlightened gurus have very, very focused intent. When they're intending on something, it's what I call divine intention. They have divine intention. Divine intention is when you have an intention that also adds value to other people. So many times they'll do things to help their disciples or their people learn certain lessons. They'll do things to help with a divine intention. It's magic is very closely related to divinity as well. We're all divine beings dreaming we're these mortal humans, when in actuality we're all divine beings. The more divinity we bring into our life, the more magical life becomes, because then we allow more than just the ego to do things. The universe can then do things for us. And divine intention is about understanding that relationship, the benefit of not just one person, but of many people inside. So one of the things that the enlightened gurus do as well is that they have very, very focused intent, and what I call divine intention. That divine intention is to add value to other people. I even try to bring that into the YouTube videos that I make on my channel. I've been doing it for 2-3 years now. My intention is to add value to other people, knowing that as I add value to other people, it's almost like the universe brings more people to watch the content. People say, oh, I found your content at the right time. I believe as long as I have an authentic, genuine intention to add value, and as long as I lead with that, that everything else just falls into place. It's a level of divine intention. Not saying I'm enlightened. I'm definitely not enlightened. However, I do believe that the divine flows through me and it flows through you as well. And the more you tap into that divinity, the more magical your life will become. So the other thing I want to talk about is having a crystal clear vision. Crystal clear vision for what you want to experience in your life. Because these enlightened gurus had such a clear mind, they were able to have a vision and then it happened like that. But most people just don't have a vision for what they want to experience. What is the vision you are moving towards? Most people, because they don't have a vision, they're in the autopilot mind, living the same reality out over and over and over again. And if instead you were to focus on having that vision, that crystal vision of what that is, you'd have something to move towards. My recommendation is that that vision also be connected to your heart. When your vision's connected to your heart, there's just something much more powerful, much more magical to it. So my vision is me traveling the world, helping people. Guys, look at this view. It's just amazing. You guys see that? Let me see if look at that. Maybe you guys can see that right there. I don't know. I'm trying to, okay, that's not good. There we go. Just in general, every time I look back, I'm like, wow, it's so amazing. So in general, the main thing, there we go. I was waiting for the light to come back. So in general, crystal clear vision. Have a crystal clear vision to what you want to experience in your life and for who you are, the kind of person you are. Until we get to a place where we can just let go of identity and be infinite spiritual beings. Maybe that one day that'll come. But right now, have a crystal clear vision for who you are in relationship to your heart. And the final part of this is understanding the consciousness of love. These gurus have an unconditional love for everybody. Even Paramahansa Yogananda's guru, he would sometimes disobey what his guru, Sri Yakshaswar would tell him to do, and even then, he's very compassionate, not attached to what he did. And that's the level of unconditional love. And when you tap into unconditional love, that's when everything begins to change. Now, if you're watching this video, then something else that I have right now, that I'm revealing for the first time, is something called the Enlightenment manifestation process, where I've taken all of these and gone very deep into workshops into how to apply all of these processes so that you can transform your life and get into this higher state of consciousness. I share some other stories and some other things from the Autobiography of a Yogi and how you can begin to manifest from that higher level of consciousness. And you will see the link below. This video is actually going to go out when Black Friday is happening. So right now you can get that course plus 10 other courses. So 11 courses in total in the 11th month. It's also my birthday week. So if you're seeing this right now, it was my birthday a couple days ago. And you can have the ability to get all 11 courses at a huge, huge discount. And it's only going to be available for a period of time. So go ahead and click the link in the top of the description box and check out the Black Friday birthday celebration. And I would love to reveal that course to you. This course has been up for about 3-4 months and I haven't even made it live yet because I've been waiting for this. I wanted to celebrate my birthday with you. One way that you can celebrate my birthday, we can do this all together, is through this Black Friday transformation sale. Really what all 11 courses do is they help you to transform your life. The current identity you've been living in has been on autopilot, giving you a certain result, a certain reality that you've been in. And the key is transformation, which is deciding to do one thing that then allows you to wire in a new level of identity. All 11 of those courses will help you to make that shift from this identity into the new identity, and that's why it's called the All Access Transformation Kit. I would love to help you to transform your life and to get to this new level of vibration, this new level of consciousness. And in my own life, my life has transformed so much from making that one choice, whether it was to make a daily video on YouTube, went from a 9-to-5 job to having a background like this and being able to, live wherever I want. It came from one choice that I made, and I want to help you to make that choice. If you've ever gotten value from my free YouTube videos, then imagine what you get out of a step-by-step premium content course. There's 11 of them. It's the only time you're gonna see all of these offered, so if that's something that resonates with you, go inside your heart right now and see. And if you believe even one of these courses would help you to transform your life, then it's worth it. You can click the link below to see all 11 courses that are included inside of that. It's a one-time payment. When you apply the processes there, I believe it'll transform your life. Read all the testimonials to see what's possible for you, and I look forward to helping you do that. So with that being said, enlightenment is about raising your vibration to a new level of consciousness, about getting rid of the old stories or the old baggage, and as you do that, you'll begin to see that you are a high vibrational being capable of amazing things in your life. So having a clear vision, having divine intention, being crystal clear at the manifestations you want, and clear in your mind are all powerful. But like I said, I go deeper in the enlightenment manifestation process, which is finally live with 10 other courses for the first time. Click the link below, check it out. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, I'll see you on the next one. Peace, much love, and namaste.